What would you rather pay, $36,000 or $18,000 over 20 years? Correct.
Yeah.
Makes a lot more sense when you start looking at
absolutely.
solar. Is why you see it up, you know, in your neighbors and all that stuff. That's why I went with solar. You know, of course, electricity, we need it. You know, we're always going to need electricity. It's a never-ending contract. You know, it's like anything else. A house you pay off, a car you pay off, you know, and you get to keep that stuff. But with, you know, utilities, it's one of those things that you can't. So one of the things with having your own solar is there's an end date. Once it's paid, it's yours, you know, so you're producing your own energy. So at that point, you're your own power plant. Solar is actually using the sun's rays to actually pay for your electricity. So that way you don't have to worry. So you don't have to use natural resources as far as coal, natural gas, and so on. You know, it's an infinite source of electricity. Typically, there's either a 12-year or a 20-year loan that you actually do with these solar panels and stuff like that. So depending on what you get, either pay for 20 years or you pay for 12 years. You know, makes it easy for you. Another thing is that I like a lot is the net metering program. Anytime you produce more energy than you need, you actually sell it back to whatever company that is connected. Here, it's Black Hills. Black Hills has a 20-year contract anytime you go into solar. So if you go into solar in these next 10 years that they're here, they're obligated to pay you for the next 20 years. You know, so anytime, say you use 40 kilowatt hours a day, but your system's producing 60, well, that's an extra 20 credits that you do. So the way it works is that you actually sell it back to Black Hills. There's a meter in the back of the house, and it runs actually backwards. And what happens at that point is that you actually start receiving credits. Okay, so you got two options. You could cash out at the end of the year, or you could just roll your credits over every year. So say in 10, 15 years, you decide to sell your house and you've rolled your credits over all this whole time. You could be like, go to Black Hill, be like, hey, cash me out at that point. And then at that point, just let the homeowner deal with the new ones. Secondly is your home value actually goes up. The solar panels are viewed as an upgrade. So it's just like you saying like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna do my kitchen, I'm gonna do my bathroom. That's what you're doing. You're doing an upgrade for your house. A good reason to buy solar panels now is because the government tax incentives. You know, we have 2 more years of the government paying 26% of your system. The government is literally gonna pay 26% of your solar system. After 2022, so year 2023, you're actually paying full price for solar panels at that point. What would you rather pay, $36,000 or $18,000 over 20 years? Correct.
Yeah.
Makes a lot more sense when you start looking at
absolutely.
solar. Is why you see it up, you know, in your neighbors and all that stuff. That's why I went with solar. So the warranties in the panels in themselves are a 25-year warranty for the panel. So anytime, the way it works is that if your panel is producing 83% of its capacity or lower at the 25-year mark, you actually get a new panel at that point. So if it's above 83, then it's doing its job. But if say it's like at 80, 79, 75 or whatever, you'd be like, hey, it's only producing 75%, then the company in itself, you know, they will actually come here and replace that panel for free. The inverters are the ones that produce your solar into electricity. Okay. Those are usually our 10-year warranties, but we ourselves do a 25 to match the panels. Because usually the inverters are the only thing that's gonna go out. You know, panels are gonna last. You know, they're hail resistant, they're durable. You know, it's like you could go up there and throw ice at it and it'd be all right, you know. So they're rated for hailstorms, especially here in Pueblo. We only use tier 1 panels. We're not gonna use any cheapo panels and stuff like that. With the installation, you know, everything's included in one price. You know, the price that we quote you today, it's the price that you're just gonna pay. After that, you know, you ain't gonna see no increased cost. The only time you will see an increased cost is if you decide to be like, hey, I need more panels for more energy. That's the only time. So the 3 steps for us to get approval is 1, 650 credit score, 2, you own your home, and 3 is that you have a good roof. I get to meet people from all over Pueblo. You know, that's one of the things, and being able to help my community. You know, I'm from here, so it makes it a little bit easier for me to go into somebody's house and sell them solar and do the roof because we know we're going to do a good job.